do to me?
You a fuck nigga, stay up in your lane.
South side, been ready. North side. Oh, love one and one love. I don't care what they say about. Don't care what they say about. My damn lighter. Hey, yo, what's good, you guys? It's Boomer with Ballystar, and today we're getting into Abba and Preach. This woman becomes a man, realizes life is hard, and says we should be more like women. Hey man, let's get straight on into it, man. Make sure you leave a like, just for the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you're new, so that we can join up with the all-star gang up in this thing. Let's get straight on into it, man. Let's go.
You're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you. And friendships are so much harder to build. Because this shit is lonely. Try to think about how you can do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friendships.
Ugh, see, you have to f it up. Yo, your whole invitation rescinded. Ugh. Alright, today's topic looks like someone who's trans became, born a female, became a man, and they're having some regrets.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are.
Yeah, when you go to the washroom, you shut the f up. Everybody gets stalls. You don't talk. You get in there, you shut up. You go about your business.
Exactly. I ain't trying to talk to the dude beside me.
For what?
What's wrong with you? Just because we not in a stall don't mean that when I'm using the urinal, you're supposed to make eye contact or say some shit to me. Hey, what's up, my? Hey, don't talk to me.
Hey, yo.
I got my dick out. You got your dick out, and it's in your hand. Don't talk to me.
Oh yeah, because I mean, if both people got their dick out, it's gay.
Yeah, when you peeing and you just be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Huh? Huh? I ain't straight. I don't even want to see you be like, yo,
Nah,
man,
man.
no,
I'm focused on the releasing, bro.
No, I
Like,
ain't straight. This man out here crying because he can't talk to other dudes at the urinal. I think you chose the wrong gender, my friend. You're not ready for this life.
You can't talk to the we don't talk. As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
you're not ready for this
there
life.
should be a space between y'all.
there should be a wall.
If
Trump built it.
If there's urinals,
Forget the Mexicans.
if there's urinals,
Keep the men out.
you go pee.
What did he say? Hold on, what?
Y'all.
There should be a wall.
If
Trump built it.
If there's
Oh.
urinals,
Forget the Mexicans.
if there's urinals,
Keep the men out.
you go pee.
Mm-hmm.
You see someone peeing there, you don't go next to him.
I'm Canadian. I'll vote for Trump for that.
You go next.
I want that wall.
You leave a space.
We out here having dick hands, and you want to talk to me.
I want to hear the blow dry and men
Abba being the
pooping in
background
back.
black
I don't
voice.
care what?
They gotta do their business,
No,
but
I don't want to
nobody's
hear no problem caca, mon cher.
nobody's
No problem, caca.
nobody's talking.
No.
Shut up.
I had
I don't want you to know it's
in my
me.
8 years of transitioning. Because
Shoot, well,
women
I'm
are
behind the
just so much
stall,
more
shitting.
vulnerable and deep than men.
You know, it's like, you know, when you're in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, the public bathroom, and you know, with the stalls, like, you know, the way someone's shitting, and it's like, you know when you hear the shit fall into the water, like, while you're taking a piss in the urinal, and you're just hearing that, you're just like, I don't even want to know who that is. Like, I don't think, like, you don't even think about it, but it's like, you know, for those who do, like, notice stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, wash my hands, bro. I'm out of here, bro. Like, I'm not even looking at the bathroom to see who come out next. You know what I'm saying? If it's between me and that person, I'm pissing and he's shitting and I hear him shit, bro, I'm walking out of there, bro. Like, you know, just talking about it is like, you know what I'm saying, about to make me throw up. It's like, bro, I'm walking back to my table and I'm not even looking at the person coming out next. You feel me? I'm not. I switched tables in that restaurant or whatever to go outside on the patio. You feel me? I'm not looking, bro. So it's like, yeah, now we not talk, like, nah, bro. We go in there, we do our business, and yeah.
Deep is just a different kind of deep. It's just not deep in the same way. And I wouldn't call it necessarily woman deep or man deep. They just It's just different. I wouldn't call the conversation that the girls have in the washroom deep. Sorry. Not gonna do that. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's not deep.
And I think a lot of trans men feel this is, we knew what death felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to like have people want to hug us.
I was face.
And have a community, and then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
Every
Is
time
that a
Walking
sticker
down the
on his
street where
hat?
people cross the street so that they're not near you.
every time I see these videos, I just have to laugh.
What?
All I want to know is like how she get a beard put on her. I'm like thinking, is there surgery for that? Like, that's crazy.
It's just like it's like women who become men, and then afterwards, it's just like, oh my god,
The loneliness.
This shit's hard.
I remember, I think they did a video on it. The one girl who I don't think she was a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Like she dated other women, and I don't know if all like the stud lesbians, or I don't know, the lesbians that do initiate contact first. You know what I'm saying? When they try to spit game and holler, because like, this one girl went out on a date with I think it was a couple girls or something, like, try to experience how dating like a girl with a, I don't know, she basically said like how hard it was for guys to like, it's basically her understanding why it's so hard to like, I don't know, holler or talk to girls or something. I don't know. It was something like that. She was Asian. It was an Asian chick. It was like a big time video. I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. I think she was a YouTuber, like Pythagoras. I don't know. I'm making up shit at this point, man. It was like, yeah. Basically, she understood how hard it was for us guys to like. I think it was like date a girl. I think it was to date a girl.
Man's privilege. A woman because the man's like, yo, this shit sucks.
This shit sucks sometimes.
I think there is a difference between men's relationships with other men and women's relationships with other women. And I think most people who have relationships in both sexes understand there's differences. My experience having fostered relationships with men, it just takes longer and it takes more investment before a lot of that vulnerability sets in. And you've been a man now, according to your own words, for 8 years. Very likely that you may have not fostered these traditional male relationships where you get to get that sense of deep vulnerability. And it doesn't always manifest itself in the same way, but it doesn't mean it's not always powerful or meaningful or things like that. I can assure you in my life, the men I know, there have been moments of very intense vulnerability, and it's been, things that are welcomed and they're fine. If you want to be a man, and then also, I know for me, I prefer my male relationships and friendships to my female relationships, friendships. But not everyone's going to jive with the same thing, so I can actually understand why he is suffering and why he has this issue. If he's looking for that kind of relationship as a now man or presenting as a man, it's hard for him to have that.
It's not the same. It's just like whenever. No. It's just like whenever I talk to some of my girlfriends and the lesbian ones, and they're like, "Yeah, I can match a girl the same way." No, you can't. You're a girl. Yeah. It's a whole different universe. You do not match. It's not because we're after the same thing that the result or the experience is the same. Yeah, if I go to a girl, she got her guard up. If you go, it's a different thing.
And friendships are so much harder to build.
The guard's already down. For us, we gotta take the guard down. You feel me? Well, honestly, that's a challenge of it. That's what I like. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I see that as an excitement. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, guard's up. Let's see how I can lower it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a lion hunting a gazelle. You know what I'm saying? It's the hunt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like, I try to get a girl. I mean, I know me a couple times got a girl like, just like outside and could, you know what I'm saying? I think that's called like a one night stand or something. But yeah, basically that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Let's see how far down I could take down her guard. You know what I'm saying? Before I like officially like, enjoy the prey. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see, like, the tactics I can use to hunt for this prey, you know what I'm saying? Take her guard down, make her feel comfortable and all that stuff, and then boom! In it, out, you feel me? Never hear from her again. All in a couple of hours, you feel me? So it's like that's the thrill of it. For girls, they don't get that thrill. That's why they say it's so easy, and it's like it's whatever to them, you know. Like they see it as nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like they're bored most of the time. It's like, you know, trying to get other girls, or it could be exciting, you know what I'm saying, leading to like relationships, marriage, all that stuff. And it's like, you know, they just, you know, the girls already have their guard down when another girl approaches them, so it's like boom, you already like click within 5 seconds. With us, man, it's like a challenge, and that's what I like. It's like, okay, how fast can I do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it if it's that easy. I don't want it if it's that easy. What the hell?
Or colder. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid. But I also now understand why this die rate is so much higher in men. Because this shit is lonely. And I'm an emotionally mature man.
Bring it in, brother. One of us. One.
Now try being a black man.
One of us. It seems like you've really transitioned. Welcome to the club, brother. Now you know how tough it is. Man, we happy for you. It wasn't a test. It wasn't the blockers. It was once you hit that. Oh, shit. They look at me and see a threat. Oh, now you obey. When you walk by a park and a mom hides her kids, oh, now you obey. Yeah, welcome to that man life. Nothing reminds me more of the fact that I'm a man than when I don't have my period. Thank you, Jesus. And when I walk down the street and it's late and there's a woman in front of me and I can see she's scared. I ain't trying to do nothing, but I already know. Oh, yeah. I'm a man. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to the club.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to welcome you.
Oh, what do you mean? I can't go to the park alone where there's kids and women playing with their kids?
Yo.
No, that's weird. That's weird.
Yo.
I can't just.
I didn't believe in trans stuff before, but now I do. He really transitioned. Yeah, he really one of us. Yeah. You one of us. Now you even thinking about self-deletion. Welcome to the club.
Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but
This ain't for the
It's
weak.
like that.
You feel me? You gotta go through hazing.
You pay on the first day.
You pay on the
Come
first
on
day.
now.
What it is,
When
though?
you download apps, you making the first move. Yeah. You look dangerous to everybody. Yeah. You want to work in a daycare? Hell no. Welcome to one.
No, hold
My girl
on.
caught me. Yeah, okay, you know me, right? Let's say she says, I want to watch a movie. And I'm like, you're going to sleep during that movie. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, okay. And we watch the movie. And she sleeps in the movie. What I do is I film her. I show her later. And I'm like, ha! God, she slipped in. But this time she caught me. We were coming back from a trip and I told her, yeah, I'm going to eat and drink in the plane. And she says, no, you're not. You're going to sleep. You're tired. Went inside the plane. And despite the fact that it was a couple arguing in the back of us and a baby couple of rows down crying, I couldn't hear them. You know why? I was wearing the Raycons earbuds. And sometimes in the plane it's super uncomfortable because it's too hot. And then once
Too
you think
hot.
about it, water resistant, so everything was comfortable. They got, sizable gel that you can put, and then it fits right in your ear. The quality of sound of those,
Oh, he's
immaculate.
stupid.
I know how to build friendships, and it is still really, really hard. Try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just help them feel maybe seen for a moment. Or do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friends.
Ugh, she
Nigga.
got to fuck it up. Yo,
We're already emotionally mature. It's called controlling our emotions.
We don't need women to talk to us to help their emotional maturity. Listen, having female friendships did not all of a sudden just raise my emotional maturity.
Alleviates everything.
Yeah, it's so condescending whenever I hear fucking people. It's women who want to do this all the time. You need some female friends so they can elevate your. Shut the fuck up. When do you hear men ever say women need to have male friends to elevate anything?
My God.
That shit is so condescending, and this is the shit I don't like because
Wait,
all
what?
the hate your. Shut the fuck up. When do you hear men ever say women need to have male friends to elevate anything? That shit is so condescending, and this is the shit I I don't like, because all they ever do, this issue, all they ever do when they talk about men's relationship with other men is speak negatively about it. They do never speak about it positively. And the reason why it annoys the shit out of me is I know how positive those relationships are and how irreplaceable they are. Now, I don't shit on women having friendship with women. I think it's great. Okay? I think it's great. I think it offers things, and you should have it if you can, okay? But I don't know why men's relationship with other men is always seen as lacking or trash or whatever it is. It just takes more effort to foster, and it's just a different kind of reward.
I'm not even going to say that it takes more time to foster. I'm going to say that it's really just different. Because, I got both. I got male friends and I got female friends. It's not inherently just more difficult to foster male. It's just really different, all right?
I'll say
I'm not. Right? And I have female friends, and it does not alleviate. It's just a different shit. Can you understand a woman's perspective a little bit better? Sure. But it does not necessarily alleviate what you're living.
I'll say that, and I'll tell you why it's easier to foster. Women invest more time in their friendships than men do. And women are just more open in general. So it's a lot easier for them to not only make friends, but deepen those bonds because they have more flexibility and they prioritize their friendships more.
He's talking about, make more friends with women. Have more women friends. I have both. Not saying that a women are making more friends with themselves. Yeah, women are able to make friends with themselves and everything and stuff. I'm talking about as a man perspective, having friends, man friends, and having women friends. Having women friends, and that does not necessarily alleviate anything. What I see, and that's what I live, my live experience, right? Okay. So I'm going to talk about what I live, right? Sure. At some point, it can be easier with men because it's not going to be as much as a fuss if we don't talk. Because
if anything, niggas just gonna roast you for not talking or something.
That energy a little bit more, or that reassurance that you're still here and still friends. It's actually easier for a man because I don't have to. If we don't talk, we don't talk. It's not a thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not pissed off, so it's gonna be easier with a guy than with a girl.
Yes, but for a friendship to deepen, you have to invest in each other. That just is what it is. So whether we need to talk every time or whatever, that's not the point. Mm-hmm. Is if you want a relationship to deepen, you have to spend time. You have to actually have conversations.
Sure.
And women are just far more likely to do that than men are. That is statistically true. So because women are making more of an effort, obviously their relationships are going to feel deeper or faster deeper in terms of fostering that friendship there.
Right. They're going to be able to talk a lot, but they're going to be able to talk more. But they often talk more about their feelings, right? When you talk about your feelings, it's a different thing. And if you have to say something about them, it can become very much more complicated than if it's a guy. If I have a problem with my guy friend, I'll go like, yo, listen, this and this, that happened, and they really appreciate that. We're going to talk it out and everything's going to be fine. Oftentimes with a woman, if I'm like opened and I'm like, yo, this and that happened, this, that, what I said turns into how she felt about what I said and no longer about what I said.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So in that
yes.
It's going to be very hard. It's going to become very hard. Where on the male counterpart, it's often this and that and the third happened.
It's what I said. He's going to take it as how I said.
And there's going to be a discussion about what happened. Where on a woman's side, the male counterpart, it's often this and that and the third happened. That's how I feel. Well, that's how you feel? And there's going to be a discussion about what happened. Where on a woman's side, you're going to have a discussion, and it's going to be about how she feels about what you said. Oftentimes. Okay. So that can make
so it's not about how you feel, it's about how she feels. Get it? Like with the man's about with dudes like, oh, that's how you feel? Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like oh, that's how you feel? Yeah, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like with a girl, it's like, oh well, this is how I feel. It's like, oh, is this what she feels? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just gonna start off like that. It's like
when you try to deepen a conversation or how you feel about certain things.
What about you? What about me?
If there's something that happens with that person, or just talking about different stuff in general, you want to talk about a subject, and it turns into how that person feels around that subject. And when you talk to men, oftentimes we talk about the thing.
Yes.
We have to decipher a lot of things before we get to the core of the subject that we're talking about. And that's why I feel sometimes it's easier with
longer
men, and
to get to that core with a girl.
That's just how I see things.
Yeah, sure. I think, Yeah, I think maybe you find the pathway to being in a friendship with men maybe easier. I think for most dudes, that pathway doesn't even really start. Because most dudes report not having any friends or maybe 1 or 2 friends at most. Whereas women have a much healthier social life and have better ties to their families as well. Because women invest more times in their friends and their family, which I think is a wonderful thing. They're prioritizing the things that matter. Men struggle with that, okay? Or men struggle. Now, when they do foster those relationships, I do think that they're more powerful in my personal experience. But I think women are far more apt at engaging in social lives than men are. Mm-hmm. Men will spend their days gaming. They'll spend their days doing a lot of other things. But as far as like making time to see their friends or see their family, a lot of time that'd be a secondary where women you see it's at the top of their priorities. So that's just something I noticed. And it's not just from that, even from work, like men will forego vacations or forego spending time with the family much more likely than women in terms of Christmas or things like that. If it means they can make more money, they prioritize things differently. Maybe that's because of relationship expectations or what kind of pressure society puts on men to be overachievers. But it's clear women are just better at fostering relationships than men are. If you're being honest,
not all about providing, I guess.
Most dudes have a hard time making friends. Most dudes have a hard time making friends. I suspect that for those guys, being in a relationship with them is probably also really tough for women because all of their social interactions just come from the women. I imagine that gotta be kind of weird. That's never been me personally, but I could see that being a bad thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you got no friends, and then you start dating a girl, and she's a friend,
and then her friends become your friends or couple friends. That's the thing. You don't like her friends. His friends as well, because he ain't got no friends. So whenever there's outings or a couple outings, they go together. So they start to connect, but it's on her side. Mm. That does not rarely happen.
Yeah, like
so when he starts hanging out with her friends solo?
I mean, no, not really. But the only connection that he has with the outside and other people is at work or the friends of the girlfriend.
Okay.
Then that's still weird. Like it's a one-way thing, you know what I mean? Or people keep calling that word and stuff like that. Anyway.
But yeah, I guess for the trans man becoming a man for him basically meant that he realized that men were lonely, and he wishes that essentially women could help men learn how to foster friendships better. Okay, well, I think it begs the question, which I think is a really important one. It's like, why do you think men struggle to make friends? Because maybe his suggestion's not crazy, right? Maybe when he says women need to teach men, maybe there's some truth to it. Let's take a second, let's take a step back before we go, hey, fuck you, which I already did earlier. And let's say there's some, what can women teach men about friendship? Is that something that we can really learn? Is it something biological, social?
Probably.
Okay.
I think I think there's a possibility of there. You know, I'm just being a bit open, being a little bit more available. Like I learned that having girlfriends, I learned that when they bring up a throne, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. They don't want you to. Having girlfriends, I learned that when they bring up a throne, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. They don't want your solution.
They want to vent.
They want to vent. The first step, yo, this and that happened. Don't try to be logical with that shit. Don't try to solve the problem. That's not what they're here for. They need to vent. And I think that's a way. It taught me to read a bit more into what people wanted and stuff like that. So same thing that happens with, like, I was able to transfer that into my guy friends and understand what they just need to be listened to, or just not me poking at them to see more information and stuff like that, just letting the door open. And more time than ever, they don't say shit. Like my guy friends, they don't open up right away, but they know I'm available and open. Mm-hmm. We move on to other things, and then they're gonna proceed into eventually later on, when they're ready on their own time, talk to me about whatever the hell going on. But the girl side, when they come to you, oh, yo, this and this should happen, and this, shut the fuck up. Nah, listen, but there's not much to say at some point, you know.
I don't think men need to take away women's vulnerability. I don't think they need to take away from them, like how women engage in conversation and venting, all that other bullshit. Cause I'm not trying to hear that shit. A girlfriend, that's already enough. I ain't trying to hear that from everybody else. But I will say this: one thing men need to do, and this is something I tell dudes even in dating. Get some fucking hobbies that make you a little bit social, one. And two, men gotta prioritize relationships.
What hobbies? What kind of hobbies?
Well, you can take any kind of hobby, whatever it is that brings you around people that allows you for having social interaction. It doesn't even have to be with the opposite sex. When I say dating, I say dance-related stuff because you're often with the opposite sex. But even hobbies that bring you around other dudes. You know, like for most men, Their friendships actually come from their hobbies. When you join a bike group, when you join a gun club, when you join those things, or a golf course, they see their friends. That's how they do it. It's through activities. A lot of men have social activities that are generally anti-social. Or they'll spend all their day gaming, but nothing in person. I'm not saying online relationships aren't nothing, but I'm just saying generally they're not a substitute for a lot of real-life relationships. So men don't invest enough in social hobbies. Women do. Go
You
ahead.
said dancing, that's gay.
True. Or if it's not gay, it's you cucking other people. Right? Taking their wives. So when you're not being homosexual, you're stealing other men's wives. Whatever. Don't explain to me how that's both gay and cuck, but it is what it is. All this just
Schrodinger's dancer.
I don't know what.
Gay and cooking other people.
I'm going cuck a bunch of dudes tonight. You're gonna cuck. I'm getting on my bike. I'm gonna just wheel over there, cuck, and then come back.
Shit.
Okay? You guys want to see more? It's on my Instagram.
What you doing, Abba? Going out there cooking?
What are you cooking tonight? Your wife.
Going out there cooking?
What's for dinner? We cooking your wife. Anyways, like I said, invest in some hobbies, okay? I see too many guys who have zero hobbies. They just have their work life, they go to a bar, and they go home.
That's not a hobby.
If your social life is struggling, get some fucking hobbies, bro. Social hobbies, too.
Get into martial arts, get into...
Yeah, people's sense of community and friendships come from these things. That's what people are lacking. It's not women coming here and do. It's like dudes got to prioritize these things. You know, they got to make time for their friendships, because then all of a sudden a year goes by, you ain't seen your homies. It's like, yeah, we still homies. That's great. But you got to invest that time. You got to put that effort in. If you guys don't make that time to see each other, those relationships will start to fade. And while you guys are still going to be happy to see each other, you're going to miss out on important moments in each other's lives. Times you guys could have been there. Times you could have shared when you were struggling. So that comes with priorities. That's not some... Yes, women do that, and that's great. But that's not something women can give to us. That's something that we have to take for ourselves. That comes from reevaluating how we view things, valuing our families, seeing our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, whatever it is. So, what do I take away from this video? What his experience is, I understand, welcome. But I don't agree with the solution that we have to be more like women per se. I think that men just need to rearrange their priorities for sure.
Sure.
I think that's what I would take away from it the most.
And that's a perfect way to explain it. A better way to explain it.
Change those hobbies. Anything else? But anyways, let's do what you
Not change hobbies. I don't know. Like, just be more social. Yeah, just be more social. Shit, me. Sometimes I like to go out to the clubs. You feel me? A little bit more than most, but hey, man. Alright, you guys. So that was Abba and Preach with the woman becomes a man, realizes life is hard. It says we should be more like women. So what she's really trying to say is that like men should just, you know, be more social. Well, of course, just be more social. You know what I'm saying? Just rearrange your priorities, basically, to make time for being more social. There's a better way of saying it, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's like taking up activities or going to the clubs or, I don't know, renting a boat and going fishing with your homies, you feel me? Like, yeah, why not? You feel me? So, yeah, man, make sure to leave a like, just below the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new so that we can join up with the all-star gang up in this thing. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section down below. You already know it's Booming with Bali Star, and you already know is Boom with a brand new album right here. Peep it, fam. 100. I don't know what to do. I just want you to come to me.